Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the delay getting started in Tier 3. Just a few technical issues on my part. I say technical, just not experienced getting everything up and running. So, yeah, apologies for that. Just quickly, one last thing I need to do. Right, so yes, hello, welcome to Tier 3. Once again, yes, apologies for the delays as qualifying now begins around Imola. One of my not so favourite tracks. Hello, Denko. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, James Gardner. Nice to see you all of you guys in. So we'll quickly run through the Tier 3 standings before we get the laps on the board. So let's go to Tier 3 standings. Here we go. So right, this is round 4 of 10. So after 3 races, Lufus in the Mercedes leads the way on 47 points. And then in second, we have Runes on 44 points. Can Runes make it 2 wins on the bounce? And then we've got Drogon in third. Then we've got James Gardner in fourth. Joey B in fifth. Joey B will be late to today's session. Robsu in sixth. Stanley in seventh. MS in eighth. LB, who sadly cannot attend tonight, in ninth. Then we've got TH Academy, who also isn't attending tonight, in 10th. And then we have got Tia, Nemo, Ralphie, Shaggy, Avenir, Josh the Guy, Bacon Bear, Legends, Manflow, and Primeval. Primeval is the only non-scorer. So it looks like the laps are beginning to come in as we see Lufus running off. And yeah, that will be very hard without racing line for them. Let's see who is ahead. I believe there is an Aston Martin ahead. That is Stanley. Who's the other Aston Martin? MS. So MS could be first across the line, I believe. Keep an eye on. No, it's not Robsu. MS should be the first driver across the line. I don't think anyone else has got a buff now. I think that is it for the time being. Just Lufus and Drogon. But they will get there. Considering their pace before their buffs, they will be absolutely fine. MS first lap set is a 1 minute 16.502. Nemo coming up to the line, that's a 1:16.3, and now we've got a Mercedes coming up to the line. Lufus goes into the pits. I'll be damned if I can find the other Mercedes. No, as Runes now goes fastest with a 15.4, as Josh the Guy goes second with also a 15.5. Shaggy P in the Haas goes third with a 16.1. Manflow in the Alpine goes sixth fastest at the moment. Then we've got Tia in the McLaren, as we have got is that an Alpine coming around the last corner, or Williams? It's Avenir. I do apologise. Just getting my bearings. It's been a bit of a mad one. We'll ride on board with Avenir, seeing as we haven't ridden on board with anybody for a whole lap. So Avenir coming up to the Sector 1 line, very aggressive on the curbs there. So 24.079 first sector. Apologies, I will be eating my dinner as well, trying to commentate. So Avenir coming up to the Sector 2 line. A very tricky chicane, this one. This can make or break your lap, these two corners. As he takes that nicely, nice and aggressive on the curbs. As he's got 2 corners left to go, the penultimate corner. two very tight left-handers, very large cars for this circuit as well. They do struggle to get around those corners. Up to the line, Avenir goes third, a very impressive lap. Avenir will be happy with that. Drogon coming around to the pits. Who is on the lap? We've got Primeval, who's invalidated. We've got James Gardner also on a lap 2, as Ralphie has made a mistake. We'll ride on board with James Gardner, who is showing impressive form early on. Unfortunately, James Gardner has invalidated, and he's moving out of is that Robsu's way? It is. Robsu's on the lap, and he is improving. Robsu doesn't seem to perform in qualifying, but he does turn up for the races. Around the penultimate corner in the Kick Sauber, soon to be Audi on the next game, or the updated version of this game. Robsu goes up to 6th with a 1:16.2. We'll keep an eye on Lufus, the championship leader now. Coming up to the Sector 2 line, looking to get a lap on the board. Just very cautious, but not attacking the track limits. Brake at the 50-meter marker board on the right-hand side. Pick your turning point, run out on that curb on the right as well, and pick the apex, and then run the car as wide as you can. Keep the car as far to the right as well, and it's a 1:16.9 for Lufus. It's a lap on the board. We have got Bacon Bear on a lap in the pink V-carb. Bacon Bear has been inundated with snow, as we've seen in the Discord chat. So you can rather than go out in the snow, you can just stay in and play F1. It's my idea of heaven. Runes is still the fastest driver, Avenir, as that is an invalidation for Bacon Bear. Stanley is on the lap. Runes goes even faster with a 14.9. It's a monster lap. Over 6/10 clear of Josh the Guy and Avenir, as Stanley attacks the curbs. Needs to get a lap on the board. Joey B has joined the session. Stanley up to the line and goes second with a 15.514. Great lap from the Aston Martin driver. Superb effort to see him on the front row. Nemo in 5th is a very good lap as well. Tia, APP veteran driver, will be looking to challenge the front of the field in Tier 3. I believe he is running no assists in Tier 3. Runs very wide as Runes has retired, and I think that's in the pit lane. Maybe that he just thinks that lap is just untouchable. Drogon, a 15.395. So no racing line hasn't hindered him too much. Apologies, I've just finished my dinner, so let's get back into it. Joey B is on an out lap. We've got James Gardner also looking to set his first lap time. Invalidated his first run, did James Gardner, making sure he does not leave himself under pressure on his last run to get a lap in. He's just got 2 corners to go. Does the Ferrari driver around the last corner, clips the apex nicely onto that curb on the exit. Keep the car as straight as possible, burn whatever ERS you got left, and up to 5th for James Gardner. A good, promising lap. Avenir up to 2nd position. That's a great lap for the Alpine driver as he gets ahead of Drogon. As now we have also got Josh the Guy on a lap as well, and it looks like he is improving, but he's run very wide there, perhaps losing any advantage he's gained. We shall see as he charges towards the line. Over the line, it's a 15.114 for Josh the Guy, a superb effort in the Red Bull. So Joey B, sporting the white Red Bull, the special livery from Japan last year. As he is going for a lap, he thinks he has the capability to be within the top, in the top 3 at the moment with his qualifying time from when I spoke to him yesterday. So Joey B will be looking to get a good marker down early on. So Joey B up to the line. I'm sorry, Danko. Joey B always, we usually sit in the party on the PlayStation together. Yeah, feel free to invite me to a Discord chat one day. Most of the time I'm on FIFA though. Yeah, got to get out of the habit of playing FIFA and ploughing the practice on Formula 1. Nemo has invalidated. Robsu hasn't invalidated. Let's see if he improves. So Robsu up to the sector 2 line, 3 seconds down. MS in the Aston Martin sits down in 12th position. Around the last corner, goes into the pits. We have got 4.5 minutes left of this session to go. As we have got the Alpine and Manflo who isn't on a lap. Ralphie looks like he's on for a nice improvement here. Also Bacon Bear on a lap, looking not to invalidate. We'll jump straight to Bacon Bear after Ralphie crosses the line and he moves up to P15. It's a 117 flat. So Bacon Bear, can they keep it clean? Coming up to the last couple of corners now, Bacon Bear. Here we go. To the line for the pink V-car. Runes has cooked himself. Bacon Bear up to 16th, jumps ahead of Manflo. Yes, well done, Bacon Bear. Now I've loaded up my YouTube so I can see a lot of comments sent earlier on as well. So, yes, hello James Gardner, hello Danko, hello Kevin. A few others. You will have to jog me of your names. Is it Emil too? And Gomogo Niwi. Apologies, you'll have, if I pronounce that right. You'll have to remind me of your names. I'm terrible. It's my old age. I struggle to remember names. Primeval starting a lap. Just Emil. Okay, hello. Hello, Emil. Nice to have you in the tier 3 stream. And nice to have you pop up in just even my race streams as well. It's nice to see you pop up and comment as well. We've got James Gardner on a lap. He is 2/10 down, a quarter of a second down. Is Drogon actually in the Kick Sauber, looking for a major improvement here? And if he carries on improving like this, he is going to smash Runes' time. Whilst Drogon has very good one lap pace, he does struggle when it comes to the race, whether that be consistency or mistakes, as he comes to the line and he sets a 1 minute 14.6. We thought Runes' lap was cooking, but Drogon has just served Runes on a plate. Avenir has invalidated. We'll try and ride on board with these last few attempts coming on, finishing their laps as James Gardner comes to the line. It's 4th position. It's a 15.2. We have got Tia matching his time pretty much in the McLaren. He has invalidated. For a lot of invalidations out there, to be honest, as Primeval is up into 12th of the 1:16.4. Primeval's first race back in APP for some time. I do believe he broke his hand or his thumb, I believe I was told. So it's good to see Primeval back. Shaggy just starting a lap. Joey B on a lap and is a 10th down in 9th position. We've also got Stanley on a lap looking to improve. Avenir Sinha Roy in 5th looking to improve. Making sure I've got everyone. Josh the guy, I think he's on a cooldown lap. Maybe, yes, he will have time to go again. Drogon, is he gonna go again? Surely he doesn't need to. He is gonna go again. Is missing a lot of ERS, so can't see him being competitive. Bacon Bear has retired in the pits, but Bacon Bear is looking pretty handy down in 16th, not dead last, and Manflow moves out of the way of, I believe that's Joey Bit. No, I think I got the wrong Red Bull there. As Joey B is in 9th, didn't improve his time, I don't think. 15.9, he will be gutted with that. Shaggy to the line, and Shaggy goes up to P7. A great effort by Shaggy. Avenir stays in 5th by the looks of things. Drogon has invalidated. Let's just quickly catch any last finishes. Nemo will not be improving, cutting the chicane like that, as Robsu is looking to improve. And if Robsu does improve, he could be on for P6 here. So he's looking for a late jump. We have got MS coming to the line. Can MS improve? He does, up to P8. A great lap for MS. Lufus bails out in 14th. Primeval and Robsu. Robsu up to 6th position. A great effort for Robsu. Primeval, the last driver to set a time, runs wide, and any effort or progress he has made is just he's just missed out. That was a very costly mistake he made there out of the last corner. Stays in P13, does not improve, and that is our qualifying session done in Imola. Right, so our qualifying session has finished. As Drogon is pole, Runes in 2nd, Josh the guy in 3rd, James Gardner in 4th, Avenir in 5th, Robson in 6th, Stanley in 7th, Shaggy in 8th, MS in 9th, Nemo in 10th, Joey B in 11th, Tyr in 12th, Primeval 13th, and Lufus in 14th. as the drivers are on the grid, setting their strategy for today. So fuel loads, tyre strategy. I'm not too sure if this is going to be a 1 or a 2 stop. It's 32 fast and furious laps of this circuit. Always susceptible to a safety car around here. Very easy to lose control of the car through the fast corners and end up in the barrier, especially at the very end of Sector 1. That has claimed many lives in league racing history in general. But also, this is the circuit which also did claim the life of 2 drivers in 1994. Ayrton Senna, notably the biggest. Well, all life is equal, in fairness. There's no such thing as the biggest loss there, but both will be missed and are missed. So predictions for race winners, get them in the chat, as I believe we are about to go. I can hear a timer in the background. Never known that. So let's get ready to go racing. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Imola Grand Prix in Tier 3. Drogon gets a very good start. Runes does not get the drive off the line. James Gardner, as we've got a bit of a collision going on in the background. I've missed what has happened, as Nemo gets a 10-second time penalty for a massive collision with Shaggy P there. I missed what happened there at the back, but unfortunately Shaggy P is out of the race, and we do have a safety car already slowing down the field, as Stanley has also retired from the session. Retired on track there, did Stanley. Not what we like to see, but that was carnage. So I would not anticipate any pit stops unless anyone's carrying damage. Manflo does have damage on the end plate of that Alpine. Let's just see if we can see any damage on any cars here, as there was a lot of debris flying around into turn 1. Yes, Nemo has quite a bit of damage on his front wing there, as he does have 10 seconds, so we'll have to serve that in the pits. But fortunately for him, the safety car is out and waiting at the end of the pit straight, so he will drop to the back, but also loses 10 seconds. Does Nemo out the front. Drogon is collected by the safety car now. So it's pretty much as you were, I think. Let's just quickly get the position changes up. Yes, so Drogon and Moons, P1 and P2. James Gardner found one position. Robsu is up 2 positions. A great start for Robsu. Much more like it. Avenir stays in 5th. Josh DeGuy has had a bad start, down 3 places in 6th position. MS is up 2 into 7th position. I'm not too sure what happened there, Bacon Bear. It just notified me that Shaggy P retired and Nemo got a 10-second penalty for a severe collision. Joey B's up 3 positions, but all these drivers are up because Nemo, Stanley and Shaggy P are down. I just couldn't see it. It was just a bad camera angle going into turn 1. I was focused on the race down to turn 1 between Drogon and Marines. I'm sure we will see. I'm sure that'll probably go to the stewards. I'm sure we will see soon enough. So commiserations to Shaggy P. Looked like Stanley retired on track, which is a bit of a no-no. So that will also be investigated. Unfortunately, that's just not how we roll in APP. if you've had enough or you need to call it a day, just go into the pits and retire. Don't retire on track because, well, although the safety car was already out, but it can trigger things like this. We have a McLaren jumping into the pits, and that is Ralphie. Why is Ralphie in the pits? Does he have front wing damage, or is this a tactical? It's tactical, and Bacon Bear is into the pits too. Bacon Bear is missing a front end plate and having a front wing change, so that is pretty wise. So a few laps behind the safety car. If the field catches up by the end of this lap, we will go racing again. As it's a bit drawn out, early safety cars. Okay, that's unfortunate, Bacon Bear. Okay. It's no harm done, really. It does happen. You didn't get a penalty. Primeval lives for another day as well. So 15 drivers left on in this race, so everybody is on course to score points, as there is a bit of position jockeying going on back here. Not too sure what or why, unless Primeval might be lagging. The safety car is in this lap, so Bacon Bear might have should catch up to the back of the field, in fairness. As it's now down to Drogon when to put their foot down. As drives at the back of the field should be catching up, yes. So Drogon, when are they going to punch it? There he goes, he's gone. Runes pretty much staying with him, wasn't caught napping, but James Gardner on the hard tyres around the outside of Runes is this move into turn one. A great move from James Gardner. Wow, and Runes is looking for the cutback but doesn't quite get it. It's a very narrow circuit around here. Robsu just lingering in the background waiting for any mistakes here. It's a great helicopter cam here as we fire up to the end of sector 1. 2 Red Bulls together on track as well, as both Kick-Salbers are also having a great race out there too. So far we're only on lap 4. It's a bit early to say people are having a great race, but it's looking very handy for them if they can maintain or improve their positions as it stands. So James Gardner is the man trying to hunt down Drogon. James Gardner is on the hard tyres too, as all the rest of the field around him are on the medium tyres. So this is going in James Gardner's favour as it stands at the moment. We do have brief yellow flags out there, not too sure what that is for, but we are back to green conditions, unless that is because of the safety car on the timing tower. But James Gardner fires around the outside of the Kick-Salber into turn 1. He's done that move twice already this race. It's definitely his favourite overtaking move around the outside, and away he goes. He now has an empty track in front of him on hard tyres. This is a great first stint for James Gardner. Perhaps he loves this Imola circuit. He is flying indeed. Further back, we do have a DRS train. Nemo has fallen out of Primeval's DRS, and no DRS around here is very, very painful. Need to try and get back into it as soon as possible. Otherwise, you're just going to open up a massive gap ahead. Lufus, our championship leader, down in 9th position at the moment, taking a lot of curb on the inside there. Would not be surprised if that's a track limits warning. Speaking of track limits, I'm sure the penalties will start racking up within the next lap or two, as this is a very common problem with this circuit, as people do find it very easy to go over track limits Drogon now looking for a move on James Gardner. Does a repeat of what James Gardner did to him, showing the way, and Drogon running very deep into the chicane, as James Gardner actually gets a great drive on him, going into the chicane at the end of Sector 1 and reclaims the lead. Wow, as the field behind watches on of Runes, Robsu and Avenir. Josh the Guy just out of DRS of these top 5 now, as they are looking to pull away from the field. Joey B also just outside of his teammates DRS as well. Will not want to lose DRS this early in the race, otherwise you will find yourself a long way back. The DRS straight is very powerful around here, and you need as much as you can. Tier, whoever had bets on Tier for getting the first track limits penalty around here, you will not have won a lot of money, as Tier collects track limits penalties like Pokemon. He's got to catch them all on F1 calendar. So will Drogon have another bite at the cherry for the race lead here, as James Gardner looks a lot further ahead than he did last time, but he's conserving ERS coming to the end of the straight here, and yeah, it's going to be a very brave man to make a lunge into the chicane there, as I think James Gardner also had him covered off, just positioned his car nicely, knowing that the outside is probably the most favourable move here, and yes, not letting Drogon have a sniff at the overtake, as a few drivers worked their way back into the DRS here. Looking like we're going to have a DRS train for the top 7. Lufus just cannot live with the pace of the drivers ahead of him at the moment. Has Tier behind him, as now we are looking for a 7-way shootout for the lead. If Joey B can just work his way back into DRS of the drivers ahead, and it looks like he has, as Josh the Guy has got past Avenir. Avenir must have run wide somewhere through those double right-handers. So Runes is a lot closer this time around to James Gardner, and also has a lot more battery for the straight here, as DRS is wide open on the back of the Kick Sauber. Will he get the move done? He looks to the inside into turn 1, side by side into turn 1 and turn 2. James Gardner going over the curb there. That will almost certainly be a track limits warning for him there. Defends the lead valiantly in the Ferrari, as this is a home Grand Prix for Ferrari, so the Tifosi will want to see a strong outing for the one and only Ferrari driver on the grid. But Ferrari power lead the way in first and second and fourth. We've got Runes just outside DRS in third position, has Robsu in close proximity behind as well. Primeval having a promising return back to APP down in 10th as well. The two Williams, the normal livery Williams and the Golf livery of Nemo chasing his teammate. We've got Ralphie down in 12th as well. MS just a little bit behind Ralphie, and a little bit ahead of Bacon Bear as well. Manflow, unfortunately, the loneliest driver on track as it stands. As have we lost Drogon? We have. Drogon has made a mistake somewhere, as he is in the gravel, and all of a sudden James Gardner commands the lead of this Grand Prix, 2 seconds clear, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's running a very high downforce car here for the straights. Just seems to pull away hand over fist down the straight, as no one can live with that straight line pace of the Ferrari, as Drogon has lost a lot of positions there. He's down in 9th, and Lufus will be happy as he has inherited a position and gone ahead of his championship rival at the moment. But championship rival they may be, but Runes will be on course to take the lead of the championship if this stays as is. And Robsu has worked his way up to P2 at the moment. Now Robsu is having a good sniff to hunt down James Gardner in the lead. Rune's also picking up a track limits penalty here, so Josh the Guy does inherit a net P3. Joey B has lost track of his teammate ahead almost by 2 seconds. Will not have DRS, but Josh the Guy will have DRS on Runes, and Runes will have DRS on Robsu. Robsu does not have DRS on James Gardner, as James Gardner is furiously running away in the Ferrari ahead. You can just see he's gained like 3/10 on that straight. Absolutely crazy speed by the Ferrari here. You can just see like how much the gap is growing over a lap. This has definitely got to be like a favourite track for James Gardner. It's a superb effort at the moment, as just the gap is increasing hand over fist. As we've got yellow flags out there, not too sure what happened. Drogon has made another mistake. He's down in 11th now. It's been a horror show for the last few laps, as Drogon has been off the track twice. Joshua, he's made 2 mistakes at the end of the last lap in the gravel, and unfortunately he's lost a lot of positions, as we've got Nemo and Tier doing battle as well. The McLaren and the Williams driver. We've got Ralphie and Lufus as well doing battle here too, as we'll keep an eye on the battle for second position at the moment. Runes is closing, and he is past the Kicks Albarizzi, as very bravely turns in and just has the car length to turn in nicely. And as there is a Red Bull of Josh the Guy just clattering into the barrier in the background. And that is what I mean. This track can claim so many drivers. I was not expecting him to lose it out of that corner though. Usually it's that corner they've just left at the end of sector 1, which throws you into the barrier, as Josh the Guy has lost 2 positions there. Joey B is up 7 positions in this race. Avenir hunting down 4th position, closing down Joey B in front of him. Josh the Guy is also all over the back of the Alpine in front, as the Alpine is in a nice Red Bull sandwich here. Is Josh gonna send a move early doors? He isn't, no. As the Alpine very slow to get on the accelerator. Robsu has got past Runes, but Runes is in the pits, that is why. So it wasn't an overtake on track, as Avenir is in the pits too. Manflow is retired from the session, has actually binned it, and it's a safety car. Wow, so those drivers have just timed their pit stop to perfection in the pits, as now the field will be closed back up. And this is awful timing for James Gardner, this safety car. As we can see, let's get the tyres up at the moment. Even Joey B, that's unfortunate timing, because you're stuck in no man's land for a pit stop. All the medium tyres can jump onto the hards and pretty much go to the end from here, as it looks like Manflow ended up in the barrier just at the end of sector 1. So yes, that is why we've got the safety car. And now this is very interesting. This is race critical, as Robsu, I'm sure, will be in the strongest position to be the main contender for the race win here. What does James Gardner do? 20 laps on the mediums would be absolutely crazy. He's coming into the pits. I mean, if you went harder strategy, surely you'd pit for 1 lap on the mediums, then pit again and get onto the hards. I know you'd have work to do, but yes, the hard runners are so they're in a deep hole around here. Absolutely. Joey B is in the pits. Throws on a set of the mediums. as Nemo stays out and inherits the race lead here, and so does Primeval, and probably the right thing to do, potentially, but now the field's been just bunched up. It's going to be so hard to, even if you do pit, to close back up. But now the two Williams lead the way. It's a Williams 1-2 behind the safety car. Both are yet to pit. James Gardner has pitted onto the medium tyres, but finds himself here. Well, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Is James Gardner. It will be cursing behind that blue helmet on the Ferrari. But Robsu will be purring like a Cheshire cat here. He will be delighted to have the safety car at the most opportune moment to get onto the hard tyres and see that the driver ahead, who was just pulling away, will have to stop again. Don't get me wrong, James Gardner will be so fast on these medium tyres, but he will have to pit. And it depends how much of a gap he can build. But this pit lane is so slow around here. It's a good 30-second stop in the pits around here. So it's going to be very painful, and absolutely no way on earth James Gardner can pull a 30-second gap on the medium stint here. Unless he does two medium stints and just goes hell for leather, he might have a chance if that's the case. But time will be very much against him with just 20 racing laps left to go. So Tier comes into the pits onto a set of the hard tyres. Very interesting to see what happens here on in for the rest of the Grand Prix. I would expect the safety car in at the end of this lap as well. Nice looking coach in the background there. If you know me well enough, you know I am a coach driver. I'll definitely drive like a coach driver on this game. Absolutely no pace. So, will the safety car rock into the pits? He does indeed, as Tier crosses over the sector 3 line. So now Nemo will control the pace. I don't think Nemo has ever been in a leading position around here, as now it's down to him to control the pace and when to put his foot down. As we saw, I believe it was Drogon earlier on, just put his foot down at the very last minute over the line, as Nemo looks to do the same as well. But James Gardner will not fall for that trick, as he inherits second position. He's side by side with Primeval, and Primeval just letting him go, as Joey B has retired. He's in the barrier as Joey B. Oh no. Oh wow, there's so much debris going on in the back here. I missed what happened to Joey B. He will be furious with that DNF, and will almost certainly be very upset. Lufus has ran off as well. This race is absolutely crazy. We are having a crash fest round here, and James Gardner inherits the lead now on the medium tyres. He needs to push like hell to build a gap here. As we can see, Robson now needs to push like hell to get ahead of Nemo, because he will be held up an awful lot behind that Williams, as he is already looking to get the overtake done, and Nemo does indeed let him through. And now Robsu can just chase down James Gardner in the lead, and James Gardner will be not happy to see how quick that Kick Sauber's got through. Yeah, I think Robsu is in prime position to win this race now. But also, under the safety car, Drogon has recovered nicely. Can Drogon show the pace which he saw? Show us the pace which he unleashed in qualifying, and work his way back up Lufus with a track limits penalty, as the track limits penalties are coming in thick and fast. Drogon needs to dispatch his Williams ahead as well. This is race critical for the Kicksauber, as he will not want to fall behind Runes and Robsu ahead, as this is going to be a battle for the podium, most definitely, as at the inside goes Drogon. Very respectful by Nemo there, not interfering with races too much in the Golf Williams. Primeval as well, just doing what he can. As Avenir on the outside of that Williams, just got squeezed there by Primeval. Very, very tight for space on this track. One of the definitely the most narrow tracks on the Grand Prix, as Josh Tagai looking for a move of the inside of Ralphie there, nothing doing into the penultimate corner, as now we're going to have a DRS frenzy down the pitch straight here. The DRS train is unleashed again. James Gardner 2.6 seconds clear of the cars ahead, as Ralphie gets past Avenir, and Ralphie is looking very strong. He's come on very nicely as this race has gone on. The safety car is JB ruse his luck. JB, please do fill us in on that DNF. I'd love to know what happened. Very unfortunate. As now Robsu 2.5 seconds behind James Gardner. Denko did say it's a 20-second loss in the pit lane around here. You want to come in for some comms, JB? Okay. Let's get you in quickly, shall we? As I've invited JB to join us in the comms box, as we will get an insight into the story as what happened, how JB ended his race. So now, so Denko said that it's a 20-second pit loss around here. So James Gardner is going to need to pull at least 10 seconds clear, and once I do that, I would almost certainly pull the trigger and pit and get onto the medium tyres again, and just try and have a bit of damage limitation, as Joey B joins us in the commentary box. Just let himself get himself prepared, as we have. Oh, hello, Joe. Please do explain your retirement to us.
It was one of those unlucky DNS. Robsu and Runes battling away, and then they just banged wheels. Runes slightly lost it, and as he caught it, it hit my car, and it completely took my wheel off. Similar that we saw with Verstappen, where the just took the wheel off. Nothing I could do really. So.
Oh, okay. Being told you are low in volume. Hold on, let's see if I can turn you up. Volume.
Should I eat the mic?
Eat the mic. Hopefully that's worked. I've made you a little bit louder for everyone to hear.
It was interesting to see the at the pit stops though, because I was copying. Initially, I was going to copy James. Of course, he started on the hards as well.
Yeah.
And I was thinking hard medium in general would be the way to go, but I'm in an R-ing whether or not to pit or whether to stay out. So we'll see how James gets on. Because I think he's going to have to stop again unless he can massage those tyres to the end.
I will have to interrupt you there, because Sumo Gilligan is in the stream, in the chat. And now, Sumo, I have watched back your commentary streams, and I've taken many pelts from you in the tier 1 comms box, and very strong words from a very average tier 2 racer, and average is being very kind to your driving abilities, Sumo. So please shut up in the in the commentary box, and shut up about diesel spillages, because I quite frankly have had enough of listening to that garbage. Robsu slowly beginning to claw in James Gardner just ever so slightly. James Gardner just isn't pulling away like I thought he would on those medium tyres. So perhaps he's eaten the best life out of them already.
Yeah, Josh also making a move on Ralphie as well. He's had a tough start to the race. He had a brief moment where he went onto the grass earlier. Thankfully, he didn't get any damage. But he's moving up through the field.
Yes, I caught Josh's little excursion just after the first chicane, that left-hander. Yes, it was very unfortunate. Well, very unfortunate, but also very fortunate at the same time, as we know the barriers of this track are very unforgiving. It normally ends in the DNF, as Nemo is the latest driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Also, well, most drivers out the front are without track limits, but Runes does have 3 seconds. And now, just as I say that, Drogon gets the track limits penalty and finds, saves Rune's bacon there, as it now will inherit the podium for him. As now, the gap out front is just stabilising. Robsu getting 3 seconds as well. What have I done? Commentator's curse.
James will be licking his lips right now with the amount of penalties that are falling throughout the field. All he has to do really is just keep it clean, and that's easier said than done. Of course, he does have those mediums, as we said, so whether or not he can get those to the end is another question, but he might be able to pit and catch back up.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, at what point does James Gardner, does he stick or twist on these medium tyres? Surely, 20 laps is a big job on the medium tyres. I'm not saying it's impossible to do, but you would surely be in puncture territory, especially with this game and how it likes to eat through tyres. So I would imagine we will see James Gardner in within the next lap or two, surely. Depends what tyre strategy, if he's gone balanced or harder on the tyre compound. But if he's gone balanced and he's got another set of mediums, I'll definitely be looking to pit at the end of lap 22.
Yeah. I'm just having a look to see who is the closest battle. Tier picks up another 3 seconds. Avenir and Ralphie. Drogon is closing up to the back of Runes as well.
Yeah,
just trying to keep an eye on the battles throughout the field.
It is the battle for second position at the moment. All three of them have a track limits penalty, so it's an even playing field. As James Gardner is in the pits, as I predicted, and he will be looking to catch the field back up. So we'll keep an eye on his progress. He is going to have a lot of work to do, but will he have a lot of cars to overtake? He's going back out on hard tyres, so he did go harder on the tyres, and he is going to be swamped by this train of cars coming down the pit straight as well, as he is going to find himself down in 11th.
And who's that? There's a Mercedes that stopped. I think it's Runes.
Oh, hello.
So Runes had a little excursion as well.
Yes,
doesn't look like any damage on the Mercedes, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you for pointing out. Yes, Runes has had a moment there, as Josh the Guy is now in third position. It is a Kick Sauber 1-2 out front, as we will get the penalties on board now with just over 10 laps to go. I'm having a bit of a meltdown here. Here we go. Runes has 6 seconds worth of penalties too, I may add, as actually Avenir is clawing his way back into podium contention, as I'm sure that's what Denko is screaming in the chat for. Maybe he's called this Avenir podium. Yes. Yeah. The battle for the lead now, it's just half a second. They both have 3 seconds. It is a battle of the Kick Saubers as Drogon unleashes his ARS and DRS, and it's a very comfortable overtake, as Robsu does not want to get involved in that. Closes his DRS very early, actually, and perhaps just happy to settle for a Kick Sauber 1-2 here.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Drogon, how, of course, he had a bit of help from the safety car, but how he's managed to deal with this track with no line. Not necessarily, I'd say probably once you kind of get used to it, it's not probably the hardest, but the quick change in corners, and I have noticed a number of the brake boards have disappeared. So yeah, he's recovered very well.
Yeah, he's doing very well as Drogon. He may have been nerfed, but although he does possess great pace, he also is capable of making a few mistakes in the Grand Prix, as we have seen. Hopefully, he has used his mistakes from a racing point of view. As what is the strat, Sumo? Go and practice. That's all I can say. Yeah. Strategies are all over the place because of a safety car as well. So yeah, just put your PlayStation on and stop pestering us in the comms box for a strategy.
And I don't know who just picked up on that, Lawrence, but James has got himself a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, James Gardner, it's going bad to worse, isn't it?
Yeah. He's currently down a length. So he will close up, but how much will that 3 seconds hurt him?
Yes, as James Gardner eases past Nemo into 10th position now, as a Sumo getting very feisty in the comms chat as well. I love you really, but I've heard your commentary slander against me the last couple of weeks, and you will pay tomorrow in Tier 2. It's all I'm going to reply with.
I say, don't worry, Sumo, I finished ahead of Lawrence in Tier 1 barring.
That's not hard to do. That is not hard to do. So we have two drivers left of the 13 without track limits, and I hope that isn't a jinx, but Ralphie in 7th position and Avenir in 5th position are the two drivers without track limits penalties, as Robsu is still within a second or just outside of a second. As Sumo telling it, big words from a guy outside the top 10, yes. It's a shame it's a shame I missed last week, isn't it? So, even if I beat you in the Tier 2 championship. Anyway, I'm not having Tier 2 conversations in the Tier 3 commentary box, Sumo. We'll save it for tomorrow. Hit me hard in the Tier 2 chat. I will put you in your place. As yes, Avenir. Just now he's fallen outside of DRS, is struggling to live with the pace of the cars in front, and perhaps as the tier gets another track limits penalty, he's up to 9 seconds, but so is Lufus, as there's going to be some big gains here, as James Gardner is currently on to be in P6 as it stands, having a lot of work to do. As Sumo thinks he lives rent-free in my head. Okay. We do love a rivalry in APP, as much as me and Sumo do squabble. We have a love-hate relationship. He loves me, and I hate him. The gap out front is 1.3 seconds, as Drogon seems to be just controlling the pace for the lead of this race as well. It's 1.5 seconds now, it is, as Josh the Guy is in a very lonely P3, and he will care not about that, as as Denko were telling Sumo to team up with me in Tier 2 next season. No, we're not discussing Tier 2 contracts for next season this early on. So Ralphie in the McLaren running deep in 9th position will need to stay, well, he will most certainly be in P7 as it stands at the moment, as MS is also on the back of Ralphie, but he is not going to gain any positions as it stands at the moment. It's not close enough to tier. I can't ignore these comments from Sumo. They're just, he's just embarrassing himself now. Please, Sumo, stop. The gap is 2.3 seconds out front. I have a race to commentate on. That's it now. I am going to ignore Sumo's comments. Yes, Avenir and Ralphie still the two drivers without track limits penalties. Very impressive, to say the least, around here. it's a very tricky track considering how narrow it is and just easy to run wide on the curbs. As Robsu now is struggling on, well, I'm not sure if he's struggling on the hard tyres, but perhaps an outside chance for Josh the Guy to close up here. He's 3 seconds behind, but unless Robsu gets another track limits penalty, the gap is closing actually.
Yeah, and I'm keeping the gap on all the times with the penalties in play at the moment. I think at the moment Avenir would only be 4th, I believe. I think he's a bit too far for the podium with the penalties at the moment. Sorry.
Yeah, Avenir is quite a way off Josh the Guy now. Josh the Guy seems to be turning the screw on Robsu just ahead. Perhaps can he has definitely got that kick Sauber in his sights, as once you got a car in your sights you can just brake a little bit later at each braking point and just put your foot down that little bit earlier, coming out of corners as well, as he's had a bit of a scruffy end to the lap there, but still the gap is closing. Not quite actually. It looks like Robsu has saved a bit of ERS and he actually did deploy it down the straight, whereas Josh the Guy is out of DRS here.
Just having a look, and Avenir is actually closing up. He's closing up to the back of James again.
Keep an eye on James Gardner. He's worked his way up to 5th, and yes, Avenir currently we'll get the gap to the leader up. We have yellow flags. We have a Mercedes of Lufus Lufus just recovering from a moment as he goes for a half spin again. How he didn't collect MS in the Aston Martin there is beyond me, but those tyres are probably cooked on that Mercedes or overheating. They're just lighting up the rears all the time around here, as the real race now is for who is going to finish second and where Avenir is going to finish, as Josh the Guy is closing up to the back of Robsu at a rate of knots.
I'm just going to be a bit sneaky and have a look at some track limit warnings to see how many...
Oh, no, yeah, please do. Yeah, please do. Yeah, that'll be a good insight onto who needs to be very conservative. Maybe just looking at Robsu's driving style here.
I think Robsu's all right, yeah. I was going to say, I think he's all right. He's got 3 warnings and 1 invalidated lap time, so...
Okay. Yeah, it just seems to be just lost a lot of pace, and just the way he's going, maybe just trying to be very cautious not to get another penalty. But if he's got 3 warnings, it's kind of, he's got 2 free hits at the very least then to take. Not encouraging exercising track limits at all, but yes, they are kind of seen as a free hit, as long as you don't do it excessively. So we'll get the gap back to the interval here, as yes, Runes is currently on for P6 as it stands. James Gardner is up to 4th, and you know what, he is flying, and James Gardner is going to be the real spanner in the works here, as he is really hammering down on the front of the field here. They all have 3 seconds out front, so it's an equal playing field. So if he can catch up and overtake, then kudos to him. It'll be a great final run to get back in the race. As yes, Josh is right on the back of Robsu pretty much. And if these two start squabbling, then James Gardner could be on for a podium, as that was definitely a track limits warning there for Josh.
I did think that. As Robsu has a little strolling moment
yes,
on the exit of Villeneuve.
He does. He lights up the rears, and perhaps those hard tyres just not living, either just overheating or very worn already. They have done the best part of 18 laps or so, so I'd imagine that they are past their sell-by date here on the Red Bull and the Kick Sauber alike. As you can see, James Gardner, is just closing up very nicely, as he's got he'll have 2 racing laps to close up 3.2 seconds. But if he carries on like this, he's going to be there. He needs to be there in a lap's time within DRS at the very least to have a great chance. But I think he's going to have to get very creative with some moves if he does catch up.
Yeah, these guys just need to make sure that they don't fight each other too hard, and they'll get a podium. If they fight too hard, then James will be there to pounce.
Yeah, and Josh Gardner has pounced on Robsu and already finds himself 1.2 seconds clear. And now James Gardner is on the case of Robsu. He has got he is 2.1 seconds behind the Kick Sauber, and he needs a mega second sector here to try and worm his way into DRS. If he can do that, then it is game on. Robsu is cooked, says the chat. As yes, Robsu is, I think, is most definitely struggling with the tyres, and surely he's got to be in borderline puncture territory. Perhaps took a lot of life out of those tyres very early on, as now James Gardner will be pushing that Ferrari for all it's worth over that chicane. And now, is he within DRS? He is.
Yeah.
Okay. He's burnt his DRS to get in DRS, but can he make the move at the end of this lap? As we will see. We'll keep an eye on Drogon. Is going to come across the line for his first race win potentially at the end of this lap, as James Gardner just does not have the straight line speed down the straight. Can Robsu hold on this last lap? As yes, he is really struggling in that Kick Sauber, and it's a great drive by the Ferrari. Now, as he's got to pick the right moment to get the overtake done. I think this is more of a case of when rather than if at the moment for this overtake. As now, as he's got great drive out of Villeneuve. They are going side by side up to the top of the hill, but no, Robsu still maintains the lead of the Grand Prix. As Drogon is looking...
Not the Grand Prix. Drogon's in the lead of the Grand Prix.
Oh, I do apologise. I'm just so enthralled by James Gardner at the moment. As I believe my stepson has just logged into YouTube on the telly. Go away. As James Gardner, has he got enough to get the move done? Will he go for a lunge in this last corner? I don't think he will. No, but Drogon across the line to win his first race of the season. Josh Gardner recovers very nicely to second.
It's going to be a drag to the line.
Yes, it is a drag to the line. But Robsu comes home on the podium. It's it's P1 and P3 for Kick Sauber. James Gardner recovered to 4th position. Avenir claims 5th position. Runes drops down to 6th. Tier comes home in 7th position, as we have MS in 8th. Ralphie is going to potentially inherit a place into 8th, actually. He does. So Ralphie in 8th, MS in 9th. Nemo, Finding Nemo in 10th position. Lufus is going to finish in 11th position, as I would say that is the rest of the field pretty much decided, unless something real drastic happens to Lufus or Primeval. As Runes has left the session. I believe that was P6 for Runes. I'll try and remember that in... Just making sure I've got everything as it stands. Unfortunately, I don't have RLT running. Trying to get the lobby set up, unfortunately. It just proved a bit too stressful for me. So there we have it. Drogon comes home to take the race win in the Kick Sauber. As we have Natalian on the top step at Imola, pretty much an Italian Grand Prix, as it's a great win for the Kick-Sauber. Also a great third place for Robsu as well. Held on very nicely against a very... sorry, I'm just reading the comments in the YouTube chat. Okay, James Gardner saying his game never showed him track limits warnings. Well, if you're listening, James, try and get a race director and see how many times you got track limits.
I can have a quick check, actually. It says
yeah.
he's got 1, 2...
So Drogon comes home in first, Josh Tagai in second, Robso in third, James Gardner in fourth, Avenir sixth, then it's Rune sixth, Tyr in seventh, Ralphie eighth, MS ninth, Nemo 10th, Lufus in 11th, Prime Evil in 12th, Bacon Bear in 13th, and I didn't catch the rest, but unfortunately they was retirees in the Grand Prix, which was yourself, Stanley, Shaggy P, and who was the last retirement?
I think Manflo, I think.
Manflo, yes. Manflo triggered the safety car. After all that drama of trying to get Manflo into the session, he retires on me. Yes. So that was a very, very intriguing Imola Grand Prix. As yes, unfortunately for Joey B in the comms box here, ended very early for himself. He was looking very strong as well. He could have been definitely up in the top 5 the way he was going after turning up to qualifying and qualifying 9th, which would have been a fair result for him. Just quickly decide on driver of the day. Joe, I do it most weeks, so you know what? Yep. This week I'm going to let you choose driver of the day, so I don't get people on my case.
I think I'm going to have to go for Robsu. Started 6th and finished P3. He was out of the top 3 or 4. He was the one who made the most gains, and I think that defence on the last couple of laps, when James was looking that racy, was key to, of course, getting the podium. Because he positioned the car in the right places, and yeah, Robsu.
Yep. You know what? I have no complaints with Robsu as well. Chat is also saying James Gardner, which is a fair shout, but at the end of the day, you could probably argue strategy and unfortunate safety car timing is out of his control. But I'm quite sure yeah, go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say honorary mention to Avenir though, because I believe he didn't have any track limit penalties. So I can't remember how many, if it was 1 or 2 people, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Avenir didn't have any. So honorary mention to Avenir for that.
Yeah, Avenir and I believe Ralphie.
Yes, that was
also not having track limits penalties. So congratulations, Robsu. You are the Tier 3 driver of the day. I think James Gardner got driver of the day last week, unless I stand corrected. You had no warnings, Avenir. That's real good for Imola. So well done. Hold your head up high for that. Not many people can boast that in a Imola league race. So quickly, just for the rest of the week, then everybody get into the Discord and just go in the general chat and tag Ghost to upload the podcast. It usually drops on a Monday evening or Monday night. And everyone tag him. This time tomorrow, Tier 2 will be pretty much concluding as well. Tune in to Ghost's stream on Twitch for that. Keep an eye on the commentator stream in the Discord channel. And then Friday, it's not Sumo commentating, I believe. Is it Lewis? I don't know his name, unfortunately. Just someone I don't often come across within the APP community. So keep an eye on that as well in the community. In the commentator stream, shall I say. And then Friday, unfortunately, we don't have a commentator for, not Friday, Sunday, Elite on Sunday. Unfortunately, we don't have a commentator, but we do have plenty of driver POVs if you wish to tune in and just see who is where or what is happening. Usually a good insight into Elite. And yeah, I think that is it for this week in Tier 3, unless you have any further comments to add, Jay.
Nope. Nope, that's it.
Lovely. That is how we like to end things. So, yes, thank you all very much for tuning in for Tier 3. Next week, we are off to Zandvoort for a reverse race, which will prove interesting, and our first time in APP doing a reverse race at Zandvoort as well. So it'd be very intriguing to see how that finishes up. So thank you all very much for tuning in. It's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.